What do we have here from the gatewaypundit.com? John Solomon bombshell Robert Mueller hauled before FISA court to address FBI abuses back in 2002? What? According to a new bombshell report released by award-winning investigative journalist John Solomon, former FBI Director Robert Mueller was hauled before the FISA court to address an enormous number of instances the FBI cheated on FISA warrants. Mueller has been able to escape public scrutiny for the last 16 years due to the secret nature of the FISA court. But thanks to a testimony from a former FBI lawyer, we now have a peek into documented FISA abuses under then FBI Director Robert Mueller. Interestingly, nearly 2 decades after the FBI was embroiled in a FISA abuse scandal, Robert Mueller is appointed as special counsel after a phony dossier was used to get FISA court approval to spy on Trump's campaign. Once again, the FBI abused the FISA courts and illegally obtained a warrant on Trump campaign advisor Carter Page, and Robert Mueller is happy to continue his legacy of FISA abuse and corruption. John Solomon says Tricia Anderson, who recently stepped down as the FBI's principal deputy general counsel, told House investigators late last year in an interview that early in Mueller's FBI tenure, nearly 2 decades ago, the FISA court summoned the new director to appear before the judges, to address concerns about extensive cheating on FISA warrants. It preceded my time with the FBI, but as I understood it, there was a pattern of some incidents of omission that were of concern to the FISA court that resulted in former Director Mueller actually appearing before the FISA court, Anderson told Congress. Other sources who worked for Mueller at the time told me the court's concerns arose in 2002 and 2003, shortly after America was stunned by the September 11, 2001 terror attacks, when the FISA court learned the FBI had omitted material facts from FISA warrant applications in more than 75 terrorism cases that dated back to the 1990s. Oh, you mean like, for example, Saddam Hussein, weapons of mass destruction, material evidence? There is none. That might be something. Most of the omissions occurred in FBI work that predated Mueller's arrival, the sources said, but the court wanted assurances the new sheriff in town was going to stop such widespread abuses. Mueller told the court the FBI had created a new system called the Woods Procedures, named for the FBI lawyer who drafted them, to ensure FISA warrant applications were accurate and did not omit material information, according to Anderson's congressional interview. My understanding is he committed to the court to address the problem, and then that the series of reforms that we implemented, including the use of the Woods form, were the direct result of his engagement before the FISA court, Anderson told Congress. So what you're saying is a fake dossier by Bruce Orr's wife. This one's connected to that one fusing GPS. There's 1 or 2 pieces of material evidence that was left out. Again, the FISA court didn't get to see. Anderson's testimony was revealed that the FBI was abusing the FISA court many years ago, but now we know the Bureau continued the FISA abuse well into 2016 and 2017. Thanks to former House Intel Chairman Devin Nunes and other Republican lawmakers, we know the FBI and DOJ omitted key information when it sought a FISA warrant on Trump campaign advisor Carter Page. Thanks to the 2-page FISA memo released by Congressman Nunes, the American public, and remember that was the same memo when you can't show it, we don't want to show it, they don't need to see it, it's redacted, and why? Because it has now led to this. Thanks to the 2-page FISA memo released by Congressman Nunes, the American public also knows that Hillary's phony dossier, compiled by former British spy Christopher Steele, formed an essential part of the initial and all 3 renewal FISA applications against Carter Page. We also know that the phony dossier's claims had not been corroborated by the FBI when it used the information to obtain a FISA warrant. Will Comey be forced to explain how and why such FISA abuses took place under his watch? Will current director Ray also be hauled before the FISA court to address what the FBI is going to do moving forward to make sure this doesn't happen again? Well, I'll tell you what they're going to do. They'll do what they always do. We learned our lesson. We're sorry. We won't do it again. And upon them, those last words leaving their lips, their mouth, they will instantaneously continue doing what they were doing. Wow. Get rid of the FISA court, get rid of the spying, get rid of the NSA. What was the old saying from one of the founding fathers? Those who want security over freedom deserve neither. Get rid of the TSA. By the way, they were helping smuggle, I think, $150 million in drugs, TSA. The groping TSA people for like the last 15 years. They just did a bust recently and found out there's a few of these people who were hand-picking certain bags and making sure that they didn't go buy the K9s and the other electronics that we all had to pay for with our tax dollars, all these electronics, and scan us to find stuff like the drugs that the TSA employees are bypassing to, make a couple bucks from something. Those who want security over freedom deserve neither. You are better off no TSA, none of the nonsense. Again, do the statistics. How many people die of terrorism-related stuff every year? How many people die of car accidents? How many people die of heart disease every year? How many people die of cancer every year? Add in all those factors, look at all the statistics, and you'll realize, as crazy as this might sound, what? Get rid of all the security. Getting rid of all the security and the bloated funding that goes with it, no stats will change. The stats will be basically the same. Matter of fact, people may live longer. Some of the other health conditions may not arise from the stress caused dealing with TSA. They destroyed my bag. I missed my flight, like my friend Jean-Claude. Missed his flight to my house at 6:30, had to come at 10:30. Why? Because they were breaking into his bags, cutting his locks to see what was in there. Nothing was in there. Unbelievable. Take care.